Morning in 8 minutes. A child is dead after a boat crash on Norris Lake Saturday afternoon.
The TWRA says the boy died after two boats crashed near the landing marina. It is the 18th boating death in Tennessee this year. Right now we are on track to outpace last year's numbers. The TWRA wants to remind everyone to be prepared if you go on the water. Always wear a life jacket and only boat sober. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings, especially in crowded areas like marinas and put-ins.
And the man charged in the death of a Hall's Rural King employee will appear in court this morning. Police say 23-year-old Tristan Smith chased Larry McBee out of the store for shoplifting. McBee shot and killed him before driving off. After an hours-long manhunt, police arrested him at a home on McDonald Road in Knoxville. McBee was out on bond from previous charges when the shooting happened. He's charged with second-degree murder and is set to be in court today for a status hearing.
Monroe County authorities say they've arrested a man for impersonating a law enforcement officer. The sheriff says the man attempted a robbery over the weekend, then told the victims he was an undercover police officer before driving away with blue lights. Sheriff Jones says if you are ever unsure a person is an officer, call 911. He says law enforcement officers carry credentials and notify dispatchers when taking action.
And Ryan Daniel Helms is now charged with child abuse and DUI after Knox County officials found him asleep at a red light with a 4-month-old girl in the car with him. Authorities also say they discovered fentanyl in the driver's door, plus a used syringe and other drug paraphernalia. Authorities say the baby girl's car seat wasn't secured either, and that the baby is now in the care of her grandfather.
Right now, officials with the Severe Animal Care Center tell us they need help fostering dogs that were the victims of an animal cruelty case. These two are arrested after dozens of beagle mixes were rescued from a home in Sevierville last week. Authorities say the animals were living in horrible conditions. The Severe Animal Care Center took in the dogs, pushing the center beyond capacity. Some of the animals are already in foster homes, but the center hopes more people will step up to help. We have all the details about becoming a foster for one of these animals right now in the WVLT News App.
The Knox County Commission set to hold its regular monthly meeting tonight. There's a lot on the agenda. Among them, approving various projects for county schools, along with approving several grants and zoning requests. Tonight's meeting starts at 5 o'clock in the City County building.
The TBI needs your help finding who killed 23-year-old Michelle LaVon Inman. Her remains are now identified nearly 4 decades after being found in Cheatham County in 1985. Initially, Inman was classified as a Jane Doe. Investigators could not determine her identity. The TBI is now hoping you can provide information that may help solve her murder. If you know anything about who she may have been with before her death, call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
And 8 people are hurt, including 6 with severe injuries after a boat on the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri ran aground and into a home this weekend. Take a look at this. The driver of the boat was arrested for allegedly boating while intoxicated.
A federal judge denied trucking giant Yellow's attempt to block a unionized strike. The company warns it could cause it to plunge into bankruptcy. Yellow is one of the nation's largest freight carriers, employing roughly 30,000 workers. The Teamsters Union warned earlier this week it could strike after the company missed a pension and health care payment deadline for some of its 22,000 unionized workers. The union says the strike could happen as soon as today.
Meanwhile, the clock keeps on ticking for a historic strike vote involving thousands of UPS workers nationwide. UPS and the Teamsters have yet to reach a deal, with the contract expiring July 31st. That's next Monday. According to a Teamsters spokesperson, negotiators from the two sides will meet tomorrow in Washington.
Right now, the Knoxville Area Urban League needs your help. They say backpacks are the biggest need for students in this upcoming school year. U.S. Cellular is collecting backpacks right now at its locations around Knoxville. We do have a full list of the donation locations inside your WVLT News app.
And Tennessee's tax-free weekend is back this Friday. You can take advantage of the sale to buy clothing, electronics, and school supplies without paying state sales tax. This year, clothing items under $100 are exempt, like pants, socks, shoes, and shirts. We have more information on how you can save right now inside your WVLT News app.
Well, sweltering and unrelenting, more than 110 million people experienced severe high temps over the weekend. This summer's historic heat wave is expected to only get worse, with about 230 million people expected to feel 90-degree or above temperatures by Wednesday. More than 3,500 temperature records have been set this month alone in the U.S. July is poised to become the Earth's hottest month in at least the last 6,500 years. In just a few minutes, we'll hear from Paige about our local forecast. And someone may have hit the billion-dollar Powerball last week, but you still have a shot at winning it big. The Mega Millions made it through the weekend without a winner. The new grand prize now sits at a whopping $820 million. If you win it and take that one-time cash payment, you're looking at an almost $380 million paycheck after taxes. If you did the 30-year payment plan, you'd collect a total of around $623 million.
We're in a race against the Nazis. And I know what it means if the Nazis have a bomb.
It was a huge weekend for movie theaters nationwide, the biggest since the pandemic. Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, starring Cillian Murphy as the father of the atomic bomb, opened in second place with $80.5 million, soaring past expectations.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
But it is a Barbie world. Greta Gerwig's take on the iconic doll starring Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling debuted with $155 million. It's the biggest opening weekend of the year and the best debut ever for a woman director.
And this is Sweeper, one Knoxville SC's news mascot. PetSafe says he was a fan favorite and won everyone's heart at the game over the weekend. Now, all the dogs in the contest are up for adoption. There was a contest that you got to vote on that got to pick the winner. If you're interested in adopting or fostering an animal like Young Williams, we have more in our WVLT News app.
And Brian Harmon, the Georgian native, is your champion golfer of the year at the Open Championship at Royal Liverpool Golf Club. He won by 6 strokes. It's the 36-year-old's first major title.
It is 6:55. Let's get a look at your traffic with Whitney.
Some hazy views on I-40 right around Watt Road. Maybe get those low beams on just in case you do run into some of that low visibility, but those views do vary for you. Taking a look at I-40 in Sevier County, right around exit 407. You are in good shape as you make your way out at the door on this Monday morning. All is pretty quiet on those interstates and main roads, not tracking any need for an alternate route, even as you're making your way around downtown Knoxville. Do want to remind you, if you're traveling Kingston Pike, you will see those crews again this week on that eastbound side between Wesley Road and Golf Club Road. This work is daily, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Your first alert forecast with meteorologist Paige Noel.
Definitely a beautiful start to the day. You can see not a cloud in the sky as we look over into Sevier County at 63, Sevierville, 66 in Knoxville. Some spots to the upper 50s if you're right along that Kentucky and Tennessee line into parts of the plateau as well. As we head throughout the day today, 89 lower humidity, so feeling like maybe 91 degrees. It's a little bit sticky for some of us. Tonight we drop back into about those mid 60s. Few stray showers possible. Most of us though staying on that drier side. That continues over the next several days. Humidity is pretty low for the next couple of days, at least not near that very muggy category, but it is hot. We are seeing temperatures into the lower 90s really all week, so enjoy those upper 80s today. That stretch of 90s even continues as we get into the weekend on that mostly dry stretch as well, so make sure you're drinking plenty of water.
I want to go to the pool,
Yeah.
go to the lake.
Yes.
It's a good week to do it. All right, we got two more hours.